live from the AOK Production House, studio number 2. I'm Nick O'Kelly, and I'm all alone once again on this lovely Wednesday night. It's actually live in terms of me being in the studio tonight, but we're not live because Derek's not with me. We're doing a part 2 of our Best of show this evening, and I thought that was important to kind of bring in just to remind you that that's what's happening. Now, we're very excited for this upcoming Sunday night because we're going to have an in-studio musician touring through, premiering a song that's never been played on the radio. So be sure to listen in Sunday evening at 9 o'clock. We always go live at that time on Sundays. We pre-record on Sundays at 8 o'clock for our Wednesday shows. So the Wednesday shows are always pre-recorded. But anyway, if you haven't been listening to the show, you may or may not know that. So Sunday night, we had a best of show. My wife and I were traveling. Derek was taking some time off as well. So we were just trying to more or less enjoy a break from the show because we've been doing it pretty much nonstop since, I don't know, March or April, I guess. So it's been quite a while now. We're up to, I think, 43 episodes. This is the 44th that you're listening to right now. And we've met so many very cool people, musicians. We've had a lot of great skits and commercials that Derek and I have produced, and a lot of great conversations all along the way. On Sunday evening, we played the best of our musical guests, and I called it Best of To the Echo Part 1. For Part 2, I had thought, I've kind of wavered back and forth about whether I'm going to do a best of our skits or if I was going to do a best of more guests, but I've decided that I'm going to do a best of the non-musical guests. We've had quite a few of those as well. Very recently, we heard from Charles Carmody at the Charleston Music Hall, which was very cool. But before that happened, we also talked to 3 very interesting guests as well in the form of Drew Hepler, Jim Moser, and Christine Morgan. Drew Hepler being an old friend of mine and Derek's from college, who has helped us write a lot of great skits over the years and also helped us create the character of Nick Bosley that you've heard so much about. Jim Moser, of course, being the producer that Derek and I worked with in college on his music and just a good friend of ours. And Christine Morgan as well, who is a YouTube channel personality, I guess you would call it. She has a history show on there as well that if you have not seen The History Girl, go search for The History Girl on YouTube.com. So without further ado, we're going to kick this off. Enjoy the sights, the sounds, and the comedy of To the Echo Best of Part Number 2, starting with Drew Hepler.
Did I help create it, or I just kind of followed you guys around and helped you film the character?
Well, that's what brought him to life.
Yeah, I mean, you asked some great questions.
So basically, we're walking through the woods, and I have a guitar on my back, and I remember doing this. So much fun. I saw this video recently, Drew, and I had not seen it since we did it. Basically, I've totally forgotten about it. And like you're some kind of a folk artist, like interview journalist kind of thing, and you're following me around, and we're looking for a campground because I'm going to sing at a children's campfire.
Oh, yeah. Okay, now I totally...
And we get lost, and so we're just walking. It's just out in the reserve, so we're just walking around in circles. And like at the end of it all, I tell you, oh, actually, it's the wrong day. It's like tomorrow or something.
Oh, I guess it's next Friday.
So from rags to riches here, we resurrected this character, Drew. What was it? Two episodes ago now, or
something. Yeah.
And by releasing Nick Bosley's Clock Life Presents Nick Bosley Legacy.
Yeah. He if you remember all his songs on that walk, they were very much the same 3 chords and same rhythm and just slightly different lyrics, but the melody was pretty much the same.
Yep.
And that's
right.
That's what that 172 song collection is.
In fact, Drew, just so you can hear it,
Clock Life presents Nick Bosley, the definitive collection. 172 songs spread over 8 CDs or 15 vinyl, featuring some of his early hits like Smells Like It's Shower Time.
Baby, it smells like shower time.
Yeah.
No, I stink, but I smell like wine. Yeah, baby.
don't remember this broad or her sister.
This broad or her sister. I guess I'll sneak out their front door. Yeah, baby.
Why don't we walk around naked?
Can we walk around your house just a little bit naked? Take off your clothes.
Just a little bit naked?
Just a little bit.
off, mine,
Just a little
baby.
bit.
Is that cheese, or are you happy to
Is
see
that
me?
cheese there? Or could you be happy to see me?
Yeah.
Do you know how far I drove in a truck last night?
You shave a man's back for a quarter.
I'm sorry, it's just too good.
Yeah.
Derek came up with these titles.
He said just record your part and send it to me. I was like, I'm just gonna make stuff up. It's like, okay.
Love is just another word for murder.
When she says love, I know it really means murder. 'Cause love is just another word for murder. Yeah, baby.
My daddy never loved me.
When I was and it just goes on and on.
That's right.
Found out my daddy didn't
And
love me.
165 more of those gems.
We'll just go ahead and skip to the end because it's funny. Hold on, here we go.
Included in his timeless
go.
collection is a 300-page book of Nick Bosley
Yeah.
throughout his musical journey as
And
he
you're
went
in that
from
book,
being
Drew.
a campfire child
We'll give you a free
singer
copy.
songwriter
Really?
to
Yeah.
becoming a
Well,
world sensation
you will be.
with his unforgettable
So
songs.
after we did that commercial, we had an NPR interview
Yeah.
where Derek was the NPR host and I was Nick Bosley, and ended up finding out that I thought the host Jim had bought two of my albums, one for him and one for his wife, and then I found out that he didn't. He actually listened to it in the library.
That's right. So he-
You listened to it in the library?
yeah, so I didn't even actually buy any albums.
So the whole thing is we gave the backstory of Nick Bosley in that commercial of being a former campfire kids singer, and then I stole all their money and moved to the city where I was broke because my girlfriend left me, and I ended up on the street shaving men's backs for quarters.
Yep,
And then I went to prison.
that's right.
So it's this whole thing, and so now we had the invisibility glasses commercial. So it's gonna be big.
Yeah,
Like indoor plumbing.
yeah. Looking forward to your
Talk
take.
about making movies. That's a movie.
Yeah, I know.
You could write a whole Nick Bosley movie.
I know. It's gonna happen.
I hope
Yeah.
so. I hope
Dude,
so.
I could write that in, well, you and I and Derek could all write that in like 5 days, maybe.
Well, yeah, and plus 3 months. Yeah.
Well, I mean,
Hey, our lives are different now, man. I have a kid. Nick has a dog.
Yeah, I have a dog.
nobody cares about kids, Derek.
Oh, okay. I'm sorry.
They do care about
I'm
dogs.
kidding.
I didn't know that. I didn't know. Where are you living? Are you still in Tennessee?
I am in Knoxville at the moment. Yep.
Oh man. Wow, that's like 40 hours from Charleston if you walk. That's pretty good.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, I mean, if you walk fast. I mean, yeah, you can't leisurely walk.
Yeah,
here.
you got to walk really fast.
That's
Yeah.
Well, Drew, there's a standing invitation. If you find yourself in Charleston, come on the show live.
Yes.
Yep.
Really?
Yeah, absolutely.
Awesome.
Well,
Of course.
I mean, we were just being polite. Not really. I mean, if you're going to be in
that's very kind
Charleston,
of you.
if you're going to be here anytime soon, Drew, I don't. Yeah. Why don't you call my assistant?
Yeah.
Have your people get with our people.
Yeah, and maybe we'll get back to you.
We'll do not lunch. Yeah, right.
That's right. Unless you're paying for it, then hey, we'll do lunch all day long.
Totally.
8 hours of lunch.
I love
What you need to
lunch.
do is get a mic, and that way, if you write some commercials with us, which we want you to,
Yes.
you can do some vocal tracks for us too.
Yeah, my sister, we got her a little, USB mic, and she lives in Delaware. So I send her the script. She reads her parts and sends it to me, and then I put it in a commercial and mix it. So,
Oh, cool.
yeah. So, I mean, we're essentially just doing business on the air, but I mean, this is what we do, people. This is what.
Yeah, this is a behind the scenes episode for
Yeah.
you two, the Echo listeners out there.
Yeah. But we, of course, it's so funny, Drew. It really is. The other day I posted something about Movie Pass, if it was something that's good or bad, right? And you had written on it. It was so weird because I posted that, and then that morning I was like, you know what? I need to reach out to Drew, see what he's doing. I want to see if I can get him on board with some stuff with us. And not 20 minutes later, man, you were like, hey, I got some thoughts on Movie Pass, which I'm about to ask you about. But
okay.
But I was like, holy crap. Like, it's like we were looking at the moon at the same time, and we thought, I wonder what Derek or Drew's doing. And our hearts touched in the sky.
Yeah.
And it had love. And
then it bled.
It bled
profusely
all over the dog. It was just romantic and gross all at the same time.
Yeah. Well,
exactly.
Very
and I captured it on video.
Yeah. It was hot. It's really hot. But with that, so we wrote this thing. Is Movie Pass friend or foe? Now, I'm just waiting for them to go out of business. That's why I haven't given them money, because I just feel like it won't last very long. And plus, there's not enough movies for me to want to go see in the theater. I mean, I'm not saying $9.95 is a bad deal. It's a very good deal. But
right.
It sounded like you were going to go in defense of Movie Pass, or maybe you had an idea or some thoughts you wanted to share.
I'm going to go in defense of Movie Pass in a way.
Okay.
In the fact that I think it is kind of an unsustainable business, to be honest.
Thanks.
I think it's going to eventually go away, but I'm just going to enjoy it while it's here.
Yeah.
Like somebody like me, I'll probably go see like 4 movies a month.
Oh.
So, that business model, like where they were saying like, oh, okay, well, yeah, you can go see 1 movie a day. And then they retracted it and said, oh, well, you can only see 4 movies a month. That didn't bother me too much, because I went to see that Tanya Harding movie, and it was like $16. No, not 16. It was like $13. And so just checking in on Movie Pass, that I spent $10. So who cares?
Yeah. That's fair. That's fair. I mean, how was that movie, by the way?
I wouldn't go see it probably, but what was it like?
It was pretty funny.
Yeah.
I enjoyed it.
Okay.
Yeah.
For $10, I mean, I'll see
I
it
don't
for
know
that.
how. Yeah, I really don't know how true it was to the actual events, but you never know that with biopics. So
yeah, well, there's always going to be that problem though. But So you go for 4 movies. Nick and I had this discussion last week, last week, about like, what do you think about it being like a good serial dating service?
Yeah,
like you get 2 memberships, and then you just bring a different girl every movie.
Well, I actually went on a date like with it, and it was the most awkward thing in the world. Like I went on a date to see The Disaster Artist with James Franco.
Oh yeah.
And
the rapist. Yeah.
Yeah. And it was
God.
the most awkward thing in the world to like, to check in with my Movie Pass and then say, oh yeah, and by the way, I need to pay for another ticket here. They need to have some kind of like dating thing. I don't know. Some kind of way to use it for dating.
Well, I think the thing is you just get another cell phone plan, and then you install the app on that, and then you just sign up for that for $10 a month. So $20 a month, and you get the right. I mean, like if you don't want to stay with
on
the
top
same
of your new cell phone plan.
Yeah, right. So she thought you were a cheapskate.
Yeah, well, Boost Mobile. I mean, you don't need to spend a lot of money. Nick uses Boost. It's fine.
I use Smart Straight Talk.
Oh, Straight Talk. Sorry, but I mean, like, come on.
Straight Talk sponsor us.
That's right. It's a great dating. I mean, so how was that date? Like, by the way, how was
it was a good date.
Yeah?
It was still a good date, but it was still awkward to me to walk up to that freaking box office and do that.
Yeah.
That was so weird. Like, oh yeah, so here for my ticket. Now I need to buy another one.
Yeah, but here's the question: Did you pay for dinner beforehand?
We ate half price sushi afterwards. So.
Oh, hot.
Yeah, but did you pay?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
no,
then,
come on, Drew.
Come on, it's no problem. I mean,
No, it's still a problem. It's a problem to me, Drew. Listen,
It's weird. It's just weird to like have that conversation with the Regal Cinemas box office person.
like, listen, I'm gonna watch this movie for $1. I don't care that you're charging $13. This is what I'm gonna pay, and I'll give you $10 for her.
you should have been like, "Hey, you should have said, here's $20. Go inside and get some popcorn. I'll get the ticket."
Yeah, that's right. Get her inside. That's good.
You head on inside.
I don't
I'm
want
gonna
to have this conversation.
I'm gonna
while
handle. I'm gonna handle the manly business out here. You go fetch the popcorn. I wonder if the date would have been better or worse had you done it that way.
Oh man. You know what you should do? You should get another date and try it again. I mean, you have so many passes.
Yeah, let's just do that. I'm always experimenting.
But you got to take them to a good movie.
Yeah.
You know, no more Tanya Harding. I mean, listen, the summer, I have a list here of the 5 most anticipated movies this summer. There's a lot of them. So Movie Pass, in my opinion.
Really?
Yeah.
My opinion, this summer is perfect for Movie Pass.
Yes.
Deadpool 2.
Yep. That's coming.
Incredibles 2.
That's going to be great.
Oh, yeah.
I can't wait.
Incredibles 2. Ant-Man and the Wasp.
Yeah.
The new Mission Impossible movie, Fallout. Can't wait.
Wow.
Yeah, Jurassic World. I'm not going to see that one.
Yeah. What did you actually?
I don't care about Jurassic World.
Yeah. Did you not like the first one, the Jurassic World?
I was bored by it.
Yeah.
It's dumb. It's dumb.
I mean,
yeah.
I love Chris Pratt.
Yeah.
Bryce Dallas Howard is one of my longest running crushes, celebrity-wise.
Oh, you weirdo.
But I still was bored by that movie.
Yeah. I feel like they did nothing with the character development. It felt forced. And I'm like legitimately shocked that it made as much money as it did.
It really just cracked every record.
Yeah.
It's crazy, and I don't know how it did because it's not that great a movie.
I know. It's like the guy wiped his butt with CGI, and then that was it. There you go, $1.6 billion.
And this next one looks even worse.
Yeah,
I mean,
I'm not bought in.
I like Bryce Dallas Howard too. I think Chris Pratt is a standout, but the movie was horrible.
Yeah,
it was horrible.
Yeah, I think Chris Pratt's great, and he's actually come a long way. And props to him for taking. I don't know, I don't know if I could accomplish this. Just going from a silly schlub to an action star.
Well, I mean,
you don't see that a lot.
You're right. As he is your longest crush that you've had in Hollywood for the longest time. Am I right there? Chris Pratt has been your longest crush?
Yeah, I said Bryce Dallas Howard, but yeah, you can go ahead and put him in there. Yeah,
I wasn't sure you were going to catch that, but like Bryce Dallas Howard, Chris Pratt, they're all the same person.
Yeah, same thing.
But then, of course, Solo coming out this summer too.
Oh yeah, are you excited for Solo?
I am. I'm very interested to see how that turns out because of the politics in Hollywood that's gone on with that movie, and also the fact that Harrison Ford is irreplaceable. Yeah. So I want to see how this guy does. What he does with the character.
Yeah, there was like some. I'm sure Nick's just about to pull these all out, but I wanted to mention one because I wanted to take his fire or his thunder. Like one guy said that it pretty much like the first half hour of the movie, it's you trying to adapt to him being Harrison Ford or Han Solo, and then you accept it, and then it's fine. Like the second half of the movie is great. They say it's a very good action piece.
Yeah. I mean, that's
cool.
Yeah,
there was a lot of great tweets that went out when people got to see the early release.
Well, get some music up, Nick. Let's read some tweets.
Okay.
I know he wasn't expecting that.
I wasn't expecting that. Okay.
All right, I'm going to take off my shirt. Why don't you read that tweet, Nick, while I stand over here?
That's not going to work. Let's just look for something else. All right. So...
Okay.
Jermaine Lucier, I don't know who that is, but evidently he's big on Twitter. Solo, a Star Wars story, is a GD delight. Non-stop adventure packed with way more emotion than you're expecting. You'll have a smile on your face the whole time and leave eager for more.
Whoa.
Not sure who he went to see it with, but...
He probably went with Bryce Dallas Howard and got what Drew Hepler's been wanting his whole life.
Somebody. There's another one here. I live and breathe Star Wars. Adam F. Goldberg wrote this. I know with each new one, I say it's the greatest one ever, but Solo delivers in every way. Funny, suspenseful, emotional, truly epic origin story. If this film doesn't make your heart happy, then maybe it'll make your, well, just give up on watching movies. No.
Nick, you need another voice. Next tweet, read it in a different character. Do it.
All right. Here's one from Kate Erblund. It takes a bit for it to find its feet and for AA to turn on enough charm to make you forget he's not HF. But once it kicks up, it's, hey, let's make a crew and yes, also do a heist stuff. It totally flies. HF is Harrison Ford.
I would have read some of these if you would have given them to me, but...
Well, yeah, but
hey,
what am I going to do?
I know. You sound like that's a pretty good girl.
I guess. Anyway, I mean, I could go on and on. There's about 50 different tweets here. But there's no bad ones. So, I mean, it must be pretty good. I'm excited for it. I mean, Ron Howard, come on.
Yeah.
So.
Oh, yeah. Well, I mean, can we discuss the fact that, we don't know whether it's his movie or not? Or
yeah, sure. Let's talk about it. Nick, can you put on some suspenseful music, please? I want to make sure that Drew gets to really get his point across here, because I got a feeling he was really in defense of these other guys. No. All right, go ahead.
Well, no, I mean, I'm not being defensive, but because I don't know the real reason that they were let go, but
yeah,
I don't know. Like, I mean, how much influence? How much influence goes to them, and how much influence goes to Ron Howard?
Right.
As far as this movie,
well, yeah, because I mean, ultimately, the script did not change. That was made perfectly clear during this process, like the brothers or the guys who were directing it, Phil Lord and
Chris Miller.
Yeah, they essentially they were doing the 28 shots, different angles and all that. But apparently they were a lot bigger into improv, and Catherine Kennedy was like, nope, that's not what we're doing. Nope, you ain't doing it like that. The script is the script. Stick to it. It was just essentially they were not equipped to handle a big budget movie as it is.
Right.
I think their hands are going to be all over it. I mean, they're getting executive producer credit. I believe,
which is interesting.
Yeah. Well, I mean, dude, they did.
They did. So
they went through the pre-production of the whole thing.
Yeah. So you got to give them something.
They got the actors, right?
Mm-hmm.
And apparently when they did the reshooting, they did a lot more close-up shots with Ron Howard because they just were trying to save money at that point. I don't know. I mean,
right.
It is kind of weird. I mean, if you read kind of some of the interviews of people that have been on set, they said when Ron Howard came in, it was a breath of fresh air because he knew what he was doing and he was confident.
Yeah.
He was like, all right.
Oh, he definitely does.
Yeah.
Yeah. He's an amazing director. Apollo 13 is one of my favorite movies of all time.
Oh, it's fantastic.
Absolutely.
I watched that recently. Fantastic movie.
Yeah.
So
good. Yeah.
Well, gentlemen, listen, this is outstanding conversation, but I got to cut it short.
Oh, God dang it, Nick. He was about to say something.
I'm sorry.
Man, you really like that song. Nick, I'm going to kick your butt.
We got to get to a game here, guys. We're running out of time.
Oh, okay. Sorry.
I've been looking forward to this.
Game time?
Game time. All right, here's the deal. Now, this game is called 5 Seconds and a Buzzer. All right? And it's pretty simple.
Yeah.
But let the hilarity ensue, okay?
Okay.
Now, you guys are going head-to-head. All right?
All right.
So I'm going to ask one of you a question, and then you'll answer, and then the next person gets a question, and so on.
Okay.
Here's how it works. I'm going to ask a question. It's not really a question, but it garners responses. So I'm going to give you a statement. You're going to give 3 responses. Okay?
Okay.
If you say the 3 responses, then you say ding, 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 and you have to do it as quick as you can
Okay.
because you only have 5 seconds to make it happen.
Okay.
If you say the 3 responses and ding, ding, ding before the buzzer, you'll get a point.
Okay.
Does that make sense, Drew?
Sort of.
So let me give you an example.
Here we go.
I would say something like, name 3 ways to pay for your meal. And you would say...
Cash, credit card, Apple Pay, ding, ding, ding.
Yes. And then you get a point.
Oh, okay.
Got it?
Okay.
But you got to do it before the buzzer.
Totally. Okay.
All right. So, Drew, since you're the guest...
when does the buzzer come?
Oh,
you're going to get 5 seconds and then a buzzer.
so he's
5 seconds to the buzzer.
He
okay.
essentially has intimidating music, like very intense music. Actually, Nick, let's give him a sample.
I'll play it for you. So here's what the music's going to sound like.
Yeah. That sounds really scary.
Sounds good?
Yeah.
So it's 5 seconds of music and a buzzer. And then you, as long as you get your answers in, say ding, ding, ding.
As long as you get 3 in, you're good.
And they have to be different. 3 different answers.
And you got to say ding, ding, ding.
Yep. 1 ding for each answer. Okay? All right, let's just give it a try. Now, Drew, you are the guest. So you get to choose.
Okay.
Do you want to go first or do you want to throw it to Derek?
I'll give it a stab myself.
Oh, wow. Okay.
No, actually, no. I take that back. I want Derek to do it first.
Hey, you douche. God, he's such a murderer. God, I'll stab her myself.
All right.
Hear this psycho.
All right, Derek, are you ready?
Yeah, I'm ready.
All right, we're going to get 5 seconds on the clock.
All right.
Name 3 types of underwear.
Hanes. Hanes. No, Fruity Loom.
Oh, it's tough. Dude, that's a harder game than it sounds.
God dang it.
Oh, I love it. Hold on. Let me write down the...
Fruity Loom. Fruit of Loom, right?
Fruit of the Loom.
Fruit of the Loom.
Do brand names count? Brand names count.
Yeah,
3
name.
types of underwear. It's up to you.
Yeah.
All right, so Drew, it's your turn. New question. You ready?
Okay.
All right, here we go.
Yeah.
5 seconds on the clock. Name 3 things that rhyme with it.
Tit. No, tit's not a word.
Oh. I just feel like that was just designed to give us
so close.
I just thought of another C word.
But you didn't do it in time.
And then you didn't say ding, ding, ding.
Yeah, you got to say ding, ding, ding. Don't forget that.
Ding, ding, ding.
Yeah, normally with this game you'd have a buzzer, but since you're on the phone, you just got to say ding, ding,
Oh,
ding.
man, you should just do 1 ding. Come on.
Ding, ding, ding.
Because there's not enough time to get it in 5 seconds.
That's the point.
What, we're supposed to lose?
The point is everyone loses.
This is bullcrap. I hate this.
All right, Derek. Are you ready for the next question?
Yeah, freaking
All
ready.
right, 5 seconds on the clock.
Okay.
Name 3 reasons to get married.
Taxes, love, and babies. Ding, ding, ding.
Excellent. Great job. You get a point.
Nice.
That was close.
Yeah. All right, now you got the hang of it.
All right.
All right. Drew, it's your turn. Are you ready?
Yeah.
Okay, 5 seconds on the clock. Name 3 things you do when no one is looking.
Oh, God, I can't.
I know the first thing he was thinking of.
I don't know what's allowed on this podcast.
well-
It's on the internet, man.
Yeah, well,
Just don't say the F word.
yeah, we try not to do the F-bomb, but, I mean, hey,
Yeah.
Nick's family's listening, and that's okay.
Right.
I'm sure they're fine.
Oh, okay.
Okay. All right, Derek, this one's for you.
My family doesn't know about it.
5 seconds on the clock. You ready, Derek?
Okay, here we go.
Name 3 brands of computers.
Dell, Apple, and HP. Ding, ding, ding.
Right, yes.
Yes.
Very good.
I swear I haven't seen these before, Drew.
No, he didn't even know what game we were
Do
playing.
what?
I swear I haven't
Yeah, he
seen
didn't know.
these questions. I promise. Well, you think we would cheat you?
No, you're winning fair and square. I'm
Okay.
not worried about
Thank
it.
God.
All
Thank
right.
God.
All
Okay.
right. But it's all about who goes first. So, all right, 5 seconds on the clock. Drew, you ready?
Yep.
Name 3 famous bald people.
Stanley Tucci. Ed Harris. Shit.
Patrick Stewart. Ding, ding, ding.
Dang it.
All right.
He was the only one on my mind. I was like, Patrick Stewart. Mr. Clean.
Mr. Clean.
We would have taken Mr. Clean. All right.
You would have taken that?
Yeah.
I would have.
Dang.
Dang it.
Jesus.
All right.
I'm sorry, Drew.
Here we go.
You're
Derek,
fine.
It's your turn.
Okay.
5 seconds on the clock.
Okay.
It's 2-0, by the way.
2-0.
Name 3 usually female occupations.
Physical therapist, doctor, and dentist. Ding, ding, ding. I don't know. Probably not. None of those.
I guess. Not sure if those are female, but
Yeah.
I would have went with like stripper.
So you just thought of anything medical?
Sorry.
But,
I very
hey,
equal rights now.
to each his own.
I mean,
guess.
it's very true. Women take care of us.
Yeah, they
It is
they
very
really
true.
do.
My wife is a nurse.
Should have done mother, stay-at-home mom. No, I'm
right.
kidding. That's
Drew, it's over to you. Now, you have to name different answers than Derek, but here's your question. 5 seconds on the clock. Name 3 usually male occupations.
Stripper, bartender.
You were so close, Drew.
Dang it.
You just gotta be faster on your feet. Right?
oh, dang. Stripper. I was gonna say stripper, of course.
You're each gonna get 2 more questions. Are you ready?
Okay.
All right. Derek.
Yeah.
It's over to you. 5 seconds on the clock.
All right.
Name 3 words to describe someone's personality.
Funny, hilarious, stupid. Ding, ding, ding.
Oh, nice.
Good job.
Yeah.
Oh, I thought you were like.
There's always a buzzer.
Oh
There's
yeah.
a buzzer no
I thought you
matter
were gonna be
what.
like F you.
No.
Oh.
All right, Drew, it's over to you. 5 seconds on the clock.
Mm-hmm.
Name 3 words to describe someone's appearance.
Pimply, poopy.
That third word always gets you,
I'm
Drew.
so bad at this game.
The third word, you always stall,
Well,
man.
Derek's getting it back here.
No, you don't understand. 2 weeks ago, Catherine Barry crushed me in trivia, 90s trivia. She destroyed me 20-3.
Yeah.
It was really bad. I needed to really beat somebody in a submission.
All right.
And luckily, it wasn't a woman.
It's 4-0. So here's what we're gonna do. We're gonna do a quadruple round. One last question for both of you.
Okay.
It's gonna be the same question, but you each have to do a different one. So 5 seconds on the clock, Derek.
Okay.
Name 3 things that are hairy.
My chest, my balls, my feet. Ding,
Yeah.
ding, ding.
All right. Drew, it's over to you.
Dang it.
5 seconds on the clock. Name 3 different things that are hairy.
Moss.
A bear, a
It's the
dog,
time
a cat.
crunch that's
All right.
killing me, man.
And that's the point.
Oh, I feel bad that I used my body as a answer.
Well,
No, it's definitely a great.
Balls?
Derek,
Toledo.
you win the day here.
Thank you. Thank you. That's why we
job.
invited Drew here,
Yeah.
so I could win.
Well, Drew, it's been an absolute pleasure.
Same.
I'm glad you came on the show.
Yeah, Drew, we missed you.
Yeah.
Well, I miss you guys. Love you.
I hope that this is the beginning of something beautiful, like we're
Pineapples.
Pineapples. I want to get you in some commercials, writing with us. Yeah,
Let's do it.
let's do it. This needs to happen, sir. I think the world needs to hear from Drew Hepler.
Yeah, I think so.
I don't know about that, but
Well,
if I can do it for you guys,
all right.
that's cool.
Well, Russian Franks, it's going to be great.
Yeah.
I'm really looking forward to paying you. It's going to feel really good for me. I'll still get to eat.
So
Yeah.
we'll be in touch, and
Okay.
have a great night. Thanks for coming on.
Yeah.
All right, you too, guys.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's been Been great talking to you.
You too, Drew.
All right.
And listen to us anytime you want. You can just keep listening to the show over and over and over, okay? And rate us high.
Over and over and over.
And make sure you subscribe, and make sure you write a beautiful review, and don't tell anybody you're Drew. Thanks.
Yeah.
Yeah. That will definitely hurt your show.
Yeah.
All right, Drew. We'll talk to you next time, and have a good one.
All right, sounds good.
All right, see you later.
See you, boss.
Yeah. Bye.
And so now that you've met Drew Hepler, we're going to move on to another really good friend of ours, as I alluded to earlier, Jim Moser. And if you don't know who that is, then you should go check out Hit Music Inc. in Spencer, North Carolina. It's where the Train Museum is. Spencer, North Carolina, a very, very small town outside of Salisbury, north of Charlotte. But really found its way into our hearts thanks to Jim Moser and his lovely wife, Jessica, over at the Talents of Hit Music Inc. So let's get right down to that. Welcome in, Jim Moser.
The last album that I bought that I thought was brilliant was David Bowie's last album.
Yeah.
And then he died.
Yeah. Right.
Yeah.
But do you pay for a streaming service?
No, I do not stream. I hate streaming. It's what's ruined our whole business.
Yeah.
I refuse to do it.
Yeah, I'm
the only stream I have is when I take a piss, and that's it.
I paid $100 for Apple Music for a year, but I don't use it. I still listen to the music that I purchased. It's very rare I'll branch out, but I only branch out for new bands, and if I like an album, I'll buy the album. Like, it's essentially just I get to taste it, and then they get a little money. I mean, very, very little money. But at least it's slightly better than me stealing it.
Yeah, but I tell you this: when I try to branch out a little bit like that, I always find myself going back and getting albums of bands that I knew before, and I just never heard their albums.
Yeah,
from the 90s.
Right. It's weird.
I mean, that's pretty much what it is. And that's the problem. You talk about David Bowie.
Yeah.
A brand new album that it was great, but why should David Bowie at that age? I mean, of course, I'm glad he did it.
Yeah, he's dead now.
Why should
show your respect?
Why should those people still have to be performing? We don't have anybody new. You have to have these guys that have been around forever, because otherwise we'd have nothing.
Yeah.
Well, here's the deal. This is what happened. Back in the 60s, and stuff, you had these businessmen with a big fat cigar in their mouth who sit there and go, yeah, okay, this kid's that sounds good. Let's just record it, throw it out there, and see what happens. Let's take a chance.
Yeah, say.
And they'd take a chance, and they'd sell a couple million albums. Like, yeah, okay, well, let's do another album of this stuff.
Yeah.
Well, then the music business changed to where they had so much success, they started hiring hipsters who would pick music.
Yeah.
And that's still what's going on today. Someone who thinks, oh, this is what everyone's listening to, instead of throwing something out there and taking a chance,
right?
And introducing new music. Yeah. And until we get back to that point, which I think we're going to get there, I think everyone's going to get so oversaturated. Well, we're already seeing it. No one's making any money in the music business, so everyone's going to quit. So what's going to happen is they're going to need new bands again, and there'll be a revolution. And I'm starting to see it with vinyl. Stefan's my son's generation. That's the only thing that's selling right now is vinyl, which is so hilarious.
It's true. It sounds
but
better.
I mean, it sounds better. I mean, it's more bang for your buck in terms of what you're getting. I mean, it's just
Well, I think it's the whole your buying experience. When I was a kid, see, I hated records. We were waiting for the next new thing because we had to sit there and listen to Crackle and Pop and all this, stuff. And the song, the first song is going to sound better quality wise than the song that gets towards the center because the grooves are smaller. The circumference gets smaller, so you can't have as big of a waveform or a groove. So when CDs came out, it was like, wow, listen to this bass. We've never heard this bass before on a record because the needle would fly off of it. So we were like really excited about that. The thing about records is records make you sit down. There's a certain sound to them. I agree. There's a certain sound. There's a certain vibe. There's an organic feel to it. You're dedicated. You're committed to listen to that album. You're not, got 10,000 songs on your iPhone running around texting and there's background noise.
Right.
You're committed. And I see that's I see a trend of us going back there. If we can get back there, then Derek, Nick, and myself will be millionaires.
Yeah, I know. I can't wait.
You let me know when that happens, and we'll be on that bandwagon.
Start investing right then and there.
But you brought up a good point, Nick. With Bowie, I mean, to me, you're never too old to turn out great music. And, genius is a genius.
Yeah.
And I get what you're saying, but isn't it funny that Bowie, Paul McCartney, bands like Yes up until 2 years ago when Chris Squire died, but those are the only bands that are making money.
Yeah,
they're the only ones who could still sell out stadiums.
Right.
And that's what I mean. I'm all about it. I mean, if Elton John comes through here, I will be there. But the problem is, how sad is it that's all that's.
I know.
That's the only people making good music.
Yeah.
I mean,
I know. It's like when they die, that's it.
Yeah.
It's gone.
Yeah, because I'm going to be going to a lot less shows, that's for sure.
Yeah. The Goo Goo Dolls. We love the Goo Goo Dolls,
Yeah.
but
I don't know if you knew that, Jim.
Yeah.
I
didn't know that.
Oh, okay.
Derek.
Okay, good.
we're going to see him in Charlotte in August?
No, October.
October, sorry. And but
Yeah, I mean,
didn't you win their songwriting contest?
Yeah. Well, not a songwriting, but a cover contest.
Yeah, we covered Long Way Down.
We covered Long Way Down,
awesome.
and we won first that year. And then
awesome.
I covered Can't Let It Go the following year. And then they were like, "All right, we want to meet you."
Got all that swag.
And I was like, "Okay."
Jim, every time I go to the show with him. How many have we seen together? 4. We've seen like
4 or 5 shows. Yeah.
Every single show that I've been to, the Goo Goo Dolls that I've been with Derek to, he has gotten backstage VIP, like a meet and greet with them, and I haven't.
Yeah, I'm like, all right,
every
Nick,
one of them.
I'll see you on the other side.
Not just one.
Douche. And then I go in there and
I'm gonna count. Let's see.
You know what?
We've been to 5
I'm going
shows.
to prophesize
yeah,
that you will replace him.
yeah.
I can't think of his name right now.
John Resnick.
What's his name? Yeah, you will replace him in the next 7 years as the lead vocalist of the band.
Yeah, and I'll be the band formerly known as Goo Goo Dolls.
Yeah, seriously, Derek could do it.
Featuring Derek Daisy.
That's
He'll
right.
call himself King, and then the artist formerly known as King.
Well, look at Journey, man.
Yeah.
That little Filipino kid who's sitting on the corner cracking coconuts, and he's singing, and the next thing he knows, he's on world tour with them.
I know. Well, the thing is, Goo Goo Dolls are only really technically 2 people because the drummer that they had years ago.
Yeah, I still hate that
they fired him.
Yeah.
Because I guess he had a bad attitude or something. But
he's a crackhead.
no, he had twins, and he wanted to go on leave in the middle of the tour, and they're like, okay, so he like trained a replacement to replace him while he was on paternity leave, and they're like, nope, you're fired.
Listen, if you had the chance to go out with 2 twins, you'd leave the tour too.
Oh hell yeah, I would.
Yeah,
hell
exactly.
Yeah,
these are different twins.
Derek messaged him and said, "Do you want to come play drums with us?"
Oh yeah. On Twitter, and when he got fired, I tweeted him. I was like, "Hey man, we could really use you in Suburban Myth." And he was like, "All right, well, let me know where and when." And I'm like, "Well, come on down to Charleston. It's a really nice town." He's like, "I know it is. Why don't you come to Nashville?" I'm like, "Well, I don't want to live in Nashville."
Sorry.
So
we live on the beach.
Yeah, I tried to recruit him.
Stay in my bedroom.
Yeah, I was this close. He's like, "You bring your whole family. I don't care."
Well, if he's a drummer, he probably doesn't have a family. He just
As
has a girlfriend
Suburban
in the car.
Myth turns,
That's right.
new drummer Mike, staying in
Lennon.
Derek's bedroom.
Yeah, that's right.
This week, Derek scares him in the shower.
Well, were we just at like a roller rink? I heard an organ in the background.
Oh, that's what you heard. Yeah.
That's my soap opera music.
We're armed with sound effects and music.
Oh.
Yeah, like
Yeah.
we have a soundboard ready to go.
Yeah.
Guys are on the ball.
Yeah.
So, you guys into any 80s trivia?
Yeah. You know what?
Jim,
I'm so glad that you're up for this because we like to play some games with our guests.
Yeah. And not the kind of games that, suppress memories.
Yeah, not those kind, Jim. I know that I know sometimes you like to go off the rails, but
yeah, every once in a while.
So I have a little game that I like to call what do you know about the 80s? It's probably more than me.
Oh.
Well, I'm going to tell you that I did a lot of LSD in the 80s, so
Okay.
I don't know how much good I'll be at this.
Well, I was just a sperm in the 80s, so
Yeah.
I don't know how much I'll know either.
Prom night dumpster baby.
Yeah, that was me.
Well, this ought to be fun then.
I hope so. I don't know what the questions are. I make sure he doesn't show me so I don't cheat.
Yeah. All right, Jim, so here's how it works. Derek, for your information, we're going to play this just like the last one we did.
Okay.
You're going to get the question. And if you can answer the question, I have made sure that there's no select this one type question.
Okay, all right. Sorry.
You're going to get the question. If you know the answer right off, you're going to get 3 points. If you want multiple choice, you get it right, you'll get 2 points. I will do a 50-50 if you want, in which case, if you get it right, you get 1 point. And then if you still don't get it right, the other person has the option to steal it, and at that point, they would get 1 point.
Well, I would get the point anyway, so I feel like, well...
Okay.
Well, maybe not.
I have a question.
Yeah,
Okay.
go ahead.
What's the cash value of the points?
Well, listen, I think you got your money, okay? Why don't you back off?
Okay.
I don't get paid to do this.
The cash value is, a turd sandwich.
Yeah.
Okay.
Shipped in a bag to your front door.
And I'm going to make it tonight,
baby.
baby.
On my new toilet that I bought.
Oh, good. I'm going to send it FedEx, so get ready, buddy.
All right. All right, so
Okay,
Jim, you are the guest, so you get to pick. Do you want to go first, or do you want to give Derek the first question?
I'll let me go first.
Okay.
God, you man.
All right, here we go. First question. The Wolverines were a band of teenage freedom fighters. In this movie, it imagined a Soviet attack in the heart of the United States. What was that movie, Jim?
I Am Helen Keller.
Wait a minute. Now you do have the option for multiple choice, so is that your final answer, or
That's my final answer.
All right. Well, Jim, in that case, you would be wrong.
Damn.
Helen Keller?
All right, I Am Helen Keller. That sounds good.
All right,
I want to see that one.
Yeah.
Derek,
Yeah.
Well, she didn't.
would you like to take this question?
I know it's red something. Red. I might have to go multiple choice.
You want multiple choice?
Yeah.
All right, here are the options.
Yeah.
War Games,
Uh-huh.
Iron Eagle,
Yeah.
Born on the 4th of July,
Uh-huh.
or Red Dawn.
Red Dawn. Damn it. Oh, the hell. Red Dawn.
Yeah, okay.
And I've never even seen that movie. You explained the plot, and I'm like, well, yeah. Okay.
Oh, there you go.
What year was that movie?
I'm sorry, I don't have the year.
It
I'm not
was,
sure.
but it had a lot of big Charlie Sheen
Well, wait
in
a
it.
second. If you don't have the year, how do I know that this wasn't from the 1950s before I was born?
Well, I mean, I can look up the year for
Nick.
you.
God, just freaking.
I
was
took milk of magnesia earlier, and I don't have time for that. So,
Yeah.
1984 was the year.
Okay.
All right,
Okay.
Derek, you have the next question.
All right,
then.
give me the question.
All right, here we go. So, in Star Trek 4, it was called The Voyage Home.
Yeah.
Kirk and crew time travel to 1980s San Francisco.
Yeah.
In search of what type of animal?
A whale.
Well, I need you to be more specific.
What? It was a. What the hell is that?
What kind of a whale? What kind of a whale is it?
You just said what animal. You didn't say what type of. I don't know that. Multiple choice.
All right.
Damn it.
A bottlenose dolphin, a raccoon, a western gorilla, or a humpback whale?
Oh, I wonder what whale it is. I'm going to go with humpback whale, you bastard.
That's right.
You hear this son of a...
God.
I know. It's ridiculous. And I only know that because I caught the end of that movie once when I was 10 on like TNT.
Derek
or
was
something.
worried, Jim, that he wouldn't know any of these answers, so you hear how this is going. All right, so
You're
Jim.
giving him all the questions that I would know the answer
Yeah,
to.
Oh, yeah, that's how it works.
always works.
All right, Jim.
Okay.
Now, your question is yours. Here it is. Starting in 1982, David Hasselhoff starred alongside a nearly indestructible car named KITT. It was in Knight Rider. Jim, what does KITT stand for?
Oh my God. Kind invisible testicles?
Yeah, I was going to get interesting testicles.
Do you want some multiple choice?
Yeah, give me a multiple choice.
Okay,
There
all
we
right.
go.
All right. Because that's a great guess. But here's the multiple choice.
You're thinking out loud.
One is Night Intelligent Transport Vehicle, the Night Industries 2000, the Key Intertechnological Transport, or the Knowledge Insight Telecom Transport.
Number 2.
Is that your final answer?
That's my final answer.
Oh, Jim, you would be right.
Wow. You did it, Jim.
Night Industries
I'm
2000.
a winner.
And what do we have for him, Johnny? A brand new baby impregnated with your sperm.
We have the next question, Derek. All right, Derek. I found this question particularly interesting, so
Okay.
I didn't know this one, but this is good. All right, Derek, Matthew Broderick famously starred in Ferris Bueller's Day Off, as we all know.
Of course he did.
But he reprised that role in a cameo in the end credit scene of what other John Hughes movie?
Oh, I don't know, multiple choice.
All right, here we go. The multiple choice answers could be
Pretty in Pink.
Pretty in Pink,
Ooh.
16 Candles, Uncle Buck, or She's Having a Baby.
God. I'm going to do 50. 50-50.
All right, 50-50.
Here we go.
The answers could be, Derek.
Yes.
For 1 point,
Yep.
16 Candles, or She's Having a Baby.
16 Candles.
Is that your final answer?
I guess. This is bullshit. This is rigged.
Wow.
So, Jim, technically, I'm going to throw this one over to you. It's 50-50.
I wonder what
so.
answer it is.
I'm having a baby.
That's right. She's having a baby. That's right. I didn't know that.
Congratulations.
I'm going to
Jim.
have to go watch this because have you ever seen...
Everyone knows that.
Have
I
you seen
didn't
that
know
movie,
that.
Jim?
No.
Yeah. Me neither.
Bastard.
Never even heard of it, actually.
I know. Either have I. I was like, well, 60 Candles was famous. I don't...
1983, I was on top of a water tower doing LSD for like 3 days, and a big red light was going, wah, wah.
Sounds amazing.
All right, well, let's keep going. We got a couple more here. Jim, the question is yours. Name the actor originally cast to play Marty McFly in Back to the Future.
Ooh.
Originally cast?
Originally cast.
He was
that's right.
actually in the movie for a bit, and they had to go back and reshoot all of it.
That's right.
Yeah.
I have no freaking clue. So let's do a 50 or a multiple choice.
All right, so the answers could be Anthony Michael Hall, Robert Downey Jr., Michael J. Fox, or Eric Stoltz.
God, Rodney Downey Jr. or whatever his name is. Let's try that one.
All right, is that your final answer?
Yeah, it's my final answer. I don't have any other answers.
All right, well, that is incorrect, Jim.
But you know what? It's Eric Stoltz. I know that.
Yeah,
Eric
that's
Stoltz.
right. Good job, Derek. We won't even go through the music there.
Thank you. I appreciate that. I'm a very busy man.
All right, so the score right now is 7-2.
So is this all movies, no music?
No, there's some music.
You better ask.
Okay.
You better ask some music because he'll probably beat me on the music ones.
Well, okay. Well,
Okay.
Well, then I'll save that one for Jim.
Okay.
This is pop culture. So
Okay,
it's
here we go.
anything in the 80s.
Okay.
Okay.
All right.
We didn't know you were going to be a guest tonight, Jim.
Yeah. So
Come on. Relax.
All right, Derek. Are you ready?
Yeah.
Okay. Here we go.
Here I go.
In what? Let's see. Yeah. Okay. In what 80s adventure film
Yeah.
would you find these three things: a wishing well, a Baby Ruth bar, and the phrase "Don't sign the papers"?
Multiple choice.
All right.
I don't remember.
The answers could be Adventures in Babysitting, Indiana Jones and the Temple of Doom, Romancing the Stone, or The Goonies.
The Goonies was the first thought I had, but I don't remember a Babe Ruth or that line. I would have been like,
So what is your answer, Derek?
50-50.
All right.
He's going to give me the Goonies, and of course.
The answers could be Romancing the Stone or the Goonies.
God dang it, Romancing the Stone.
Is that your final answer?
Yeah.
All right.
No, come on. No! I don't remember that in the Goonies.
All right, so Jim gets the point. It's the Goonies.
Oh, F you.
It's the Goonies.
Yeah, of course it is. All right, Jim, you win.
All right, Jim.
By process of elimination, you win.
It's time for you to get this one back here, Jim. All right, here we go. Jim, name the hit Michael Jackson fight song in which Eddie Van Halen makes a brief appearance to play a famous guitar solo.
I'm Bad.
Is that your final answer?
Yeah, I think so.
All right.
Oh, wait. No.
I'll let you continue.
Beat it.
Yeah.
Beat it.
All right. Jim gets the point.
I call
there.
foul. No, I want a review. I want a judge to come in here. It's bull.
Hey, I didn't give him any.
I heard that, and then you pulled it back. He knew it was wrong the moment he said it.
It just came to my memory. My memory's old.
Yeah.
My mind's old.
I know, but you look like a hot 21-year-old.
All right, we got two more questions here, guys. Two more.
The secret of never mind.
Derek.
Yeah.
The question is yours.
Here we go.
At 12:01 a.m. on August 1st, 1981, MTV launched, and along with their launch, the first video they ever played was this song.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Video killed the radio star.
Is that your final answer?
Yes.
Well, you would be right.
Oh, man.
Very good.
That's like my 180s trivia that I actually know.
Oh, I can't believe I knew that. I might have
I'm
seen.
a huge Buggles fan.
Yeah, well, you like all music except new
Jim.
music.
The question is yours. This 1980s music producer helped shape the 80s by producing Run DMC's Raising Hell, the Beastie Boys' License to Ill, and also Slayer's Rain in Blood.
Oh, it's that guy with the frickin' beard.
Every producer had a beard back then. Damn.
He still has a beard, but now he's bald. Man, I know that. Give me 50-50.
No. You mean multiple choice?
First, the multiple choice.
Multiple choice.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
The answers could potentially be Quincy Jones, Mutt Lange, Daniel Lanois, or Rick Rubin.
Rick Rubin.
Is that your final answer?
Yes.
Well, you would be right.
Oh, man.
Rick Rubin.
All right, Nick. Who is it? Who wins?
All right.
Here we go.
We're ready for the final tally here.
Yeah. Sorry, Nick has to do math. He's not very good at math on the radio.
6.
8, 12, 15.
Yeah. Carry the 4.
Well, the final score in this case is Derek with a resounding 10.
Oh.
And Jim with 7.
Yeah.
Derek, you win.
Well, I always was the better producer. And this proves it.
Oh, sorry for that, Jim.
I was busy producing music during those years.
Jim, it'd be sad to know that I haven't written a personal song, like a song of my own, in probably 6 months. It's bad, man. I haven't.
Who's bad?
Well, you've had no reason to.
Yeah, right. Well, that and any time I get a second to write a song, I write for the other project, as you know. And
well, between you nursing your baby and changing diapers, you're busy.
Yeah, I know, but still, it's just. I wish I was writing more of my own stuff. That's why you'd be like, "Let's put out an album." I'm like, I don't have anything. I said everything I wanted to say about my mom, locking me in a closet. That's pretty much what the whole first album was about. No, it was.
Yeah.
Well, that took a turn.
Pampers isn't really a good topic to write about. Well, you could say, I want to pamper you. I love you or something. I don't know.
I want to pamper
But
you.
listen, when I give you the command to start writing,
You jump.
shall write.
Okay.
Okay.
All right. I got to figure something out. So
I'll hold him
You'll
to
be
that, Jim.
inspired.
I'll remember.
Oh, dude, trust me. You're getting ready to learn the magic of Benadryl with children.
Oh.
Benadryl works pretty well for me too. Benadryl is the only allergy medication that works for me. I've tried them all because especially in the summer, I get allergies, sneezing and everything. Yeah. Benadryl is the only one that works. I took some today. I mean, I take 2 of them, I'm out in like 10 minutes. Yeah. I'm just gone. I'm dead.
Well, that's the point for children. It's not for allergies.
Yeah, right. It's to knock them out.
Benadryl to put them out so you can get work done.
You're right. Well, she usually naps 3 hours a day, so between usually around 2 and 5. If I got to do a vocal track or something, something that she cannot be in the room with me to do, then that's what I wait for. Yeah, porn. The things that I would be ashamed that my daughter saw me. Yes,
it's a good thing you told him that, Jim. It's a good thing you told him that, Jim, because until now he's just been using whiskey.
Yeah, I know. Just give her 2 or 3 shots of Jack Daniels, and just let it see her go to town.
Come on over here. Daddy's got to do some work.
Hey, that's how you make good albums.
Well, Jim, we really appreciate you coming on tonight. Taking time away from your evening to be in the clutch for us.
Yeah.
Well, I've really enjoyed this, and I can't believe that it's already over. I mean, I could stay longer. I really have nothing to do until the Haley's MO kicks in.
Well, we have a show to do for Wednesday night. If you want to come back over, you're welcome.
Yeah.
Wednesday nights I'm too busy.
No, I mean we pre-record.
We pre-record, so we just keep going until 11.
We're gonna do it like as soon as this one's over, we're gonna keep going.
We're just gonna keep doing it, so we could just go do part 2 of the Jim Moser experience.
Yeah. But that's up to you.
Okay. Well, what time is it?
Well, it's 10 o'clock.
Yeah, it's 10 o'clock right now.
So
it's okay.
So we usually.
Oh wait, I have a beautiful hot wife waiting for me in my bedroom. I gotta go.
Oh,
that's what I figured.
Yeah, I mean, we wanted to assume that, but we thought your memory had disappeared, so we were going to capitalize.
But seriously,
hey, one more thing before I leave.
Yeah,
I got to mention this. Okay, do we have a minute?
Yeah, we've got 5. Go ahead.
Go.
Okay, my wife's music school that she opened up 2 years ago in the town of Spencer now has 60 students, and they were featured on The Voice.
Yeah.
Derek just told me about that. That's amazing. I mean, I knew she was doing the school and all, but I didn't know they were on The Voice. That's really, really cool.
Yeah. Yeah. So this is my wife. Instead of, it was for Women's Empowerment Month.
Uh-huh.
So instead of wearing a vagina hat on her head, she took 5 girls from the ages of 10 to 13 and formed a girls rock band and did a cover of Alicia Keys and took them out and performed it in clubs.
That is amazing. We want her to know that is incredible. But what's the name of it? Because, promote it. Where can they find it? What's the name?
Well, it's nebuluxmusicschool.com.
All right.
Yeah, spell that.
So Nebulux, like Nebula, where stars are born, and the school looks like the Apple Store. It's very luxurious. So Nebulux.
It's true. They've done a lot of renovating back. Nick, you wouldn't even recognize it.
I've seen the pictures. I can't wait to get up there. That build. I mean, I remember when the back wall literally wasn't there.
Pretty much just prostitutes were sleeping in the back then. I mean, it was different.
Jim, I've only seen the pictures, but when I saw them, I was blown away because, I mean, it was there empty for so long. It's amazing.
Yeah.
It's great. And next Tuesday, we start painting half of our 5,000 square foot home. The 2,500 square feet of it will be finished next Tuesday.
Finally,
That's
man.
Incredible. Yeah.
Wow.
So we're going to have to get up there and check it out because I'd really love to see it.
Yeah.
Yeah, you guys come up. We got plenty of room. Everyone can stay. We'll stay up all night and watch Teletubbies.
Oh, that's my favorite show. I like Tinky
We're
Winky.
coming up that way for the Goo Goo Dolls show, so maybe we can somehow figure something out.
Yeah.
That'd be awesome. Just spend the night here. We'll watch Teletubbies.
Yeah, that's a good idea.
Jim, listen, okay. I'm going to get excited about this.
Yeah.
So if there's no Teletubbies there when I get there,
I'm going to be pissed.
And popcorn, then I'm going to be sorely disappointed.
I have the Teletubby dolls that you press their stomach and they go la la. So
That is,
you can take one to the bathroom with you.
Yeah, I would leave them there just staring at you, put evil eyes on them while you're going to the bathroom.
if anybody was listening to this show and did not have a good idea of what Jim Moser is all about, I think that statement really sums it up.
It really does. That was our entire experience recording an album with him. That's pretty much that.
For more information, visit hitmusicstudios.com.
Yeah.
Hit music.
All right, guys, I'll let you go.
Thank you,
Thanks
Jim.
so
It was
much,
great
Jim.
talking
We'll talk
with
to you
buddy.
later. Thank you a lot.
All right, guys. Bye.
All right, bye-bye. And to close out the evening, Christine Morgan of the History Girl on YouTube.com, as I said before. So make sure to go check her out. Take a listen to the lovely conversation that we have with her. And this has been great. I'm Nick O'Kelly. I hope you've enjoyed the Best of series, and Derek and I will see you live Sunday evening at 9 o'clock, totheecho.com, and Spreaker Web Radio, SPREAKER.com. Just search for To The Echo Radio Show.
Listen, I saw Avenue Q and it was still really, really popular. And I'm telling you, audiences can deal with puppets.
Yeah.
I'm down. I am down for a puppet. Give me a puppet.
Yeah.
I've heard a lot of good things about that show.
Yeah.
Avenue
It
Q.
was great. It was excellent, actually. I was surprised. I thought I would go in. I knew the music going in, and I thought maybe the music is the best part. But honestly, the whole show was great.
Yeah. Amazing. Yeah, so your background is, you went to, so how you and I met. So we all went to Catawba. Ooh, small world.
Yeah.
Small.
We're really just getting all of our Catawba friends on here.
Yeah, I know. It's just really To The Echo Radio
gotta get
and
Kane and
Catawba
Cox on
friends.
here.
I know. We're trying to get everybody. But
Did you get Keenan?
Not yet.
not yet. I mean, I could probably just call him and be like, dude,
Just call him. We need somebody in 2 weeks.
You're not playing on Sunday, right?
You give him a call, and I'll shoot him a text, and
Okay.
we'll get him on.
Okay, yeah. He'll be fun. He's been busting his ass trying to
Soon we'll have
get
Dr.
famous.
Fish on here.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, gosh. Wouldn't that be funny?
Yeah.
It would be.
I don't know if he'd want to talk to us.
No, he wouldn't.
A couple of years ago, I feel really bad. Dr. Fish did reach out to me a couple of years ago to call him. I was like, dude, I'll call you really soon. And then I forgot. And here we are, 2 years later. I feel bad because I have nothing against him.
He shaved his head.
He did. Yeah, I saw. But the big thing for me was essentially, I don't know. I'm like, well, I'm not famous. I'm not a hit songwriter, and I've gained a lot of.
No excuse to blow him off.
Yeah, I've gained weight. I don't want him to see me in this form. I want it to be like, hey, I just won a Grammy, and I have 6-pack abs. What's up?
I think you should say that anyway.
Yeah. He'll be really surprised at homecoming.
Just tell him that you're the Hulk or something.
Yeah,
and
right.
This is.
Did you see the new Disney movie
this is
Hulk?
Fat Hulk.
Right?
Hulk really let himself go.
Gosh. He'd be so shocked and proud.
I know. I tried. I worked really hard in college.
Yeah.
But that being said,
No, you didn't.
well, all right. Yeah, I didn't work very
That
hard.
last year you did.
Yeah, Christine, you and I didn't know each other very much in my early years of college, but
Right.
my first year I was actually very focused.
Yes.
It was when we started working on my album in the studio where I was like, F this school thing. I'm going to be a rock star. I don't need any of this. So
Oh my gosh. You got too big for your britches.
I really did. And there were some classes I probably should have paid a little more attention to. Music history was one of them. And in fact, with music history, I flunked out of it.
And all those excuses I gave for you.
I know. Nick showed up early and went in there, and he would be like, yeah, because Nick and I were constantly missing class together, but he missed a little less than me, so he passed.
Yeah.
But they only offered it every other year, second semester, so it ended up being on an off year, my junior year, so I had to come back a fifth year and take just take that class. That was the only reason why I came back to graduate.
Well, if I'm being honest, I never skipped the music classes, although in the first college I went to, as you know very well, I did the college tour of North Carolina.
Yeah.
In my first college, I definitely flunked music theory the first time.
Good job.
But when I was at
Proud of you.
Catawba, I honestly just couldn't get myself to the dance classes because, I was musical theater, so I was tap and ballet and jazz.
Yeah.
And I'm pretty sure I flunked all of those.
Wow.
Well, let me ask you a very important question in reference to that. How many times have you jazz danced since college?
I mean, none. Because,
okay, good.
So there you go.
Man, whoa, you dodged a bullet there.
Yeah.
Catawba College.
I think I got really, in some ways, it was really lucky because Derek, you took a 5th year and you finished it.
Yeah.
I just transferred.
Yeah, you did. You did transfer.
I was like, I'm out of here. But then, my type really isn't dancing. My type was singing.
Yeah.
So I didn't find a particular need for it other than getting a degree.
Yeah.
So it was hard to motivate.
Yeah, it's true. Like, Christine, I remember the very first time I saw you it was before we met. I remember being in the basketball. It was like a basketball field towards the back of the school near the Kettner building. And you were like hanging out with other people playing basketball. And
What?
yeah, I just remember this distinctly because I was like, who's that girl? And,
It's that girl.
it was a meet cute, except we didn't meet. And so I was like, all right.
This is all in Derek's head.
Yeah, I know.
Right.
No, I remember distinctly because I'd never seen you before.
And he wrote a song about it.
No, I didn't. I never wrote a song for Christine.
That
I'm
girl
sorry.
I never
I'm sorry.
met.
I've written songs.
You didn't write a song about me?
I've written songs with you, but not for you. Yeah,
You
because
were supposed to
true.
give me the
That's true.
song so we could play it.
I know. I
Yeah.
have it on my iPad if we need it because I did. I wanted to show off your song. The song
Well, pull
we
it
did
up.
together.
I've got a thing we can plug it in.
cool. Yeah,
You did such a good job with it.
Yeah.
You did such a good job with that song.
Oh, thank you. Yeah, you visited me, and we locked ourselves in my garage. Also, my music room.
This story's getting better
Yeah,
and better.
I know. It was hot. No, and it was because it was like 90 degrees outside.
Oh.
No, no.
It was.
Moved my music room into the house now, so it's a lot nicer. But
She came to the Charleston house?
she came
With your
to the
garage?
White House that I
wow.
lived at. Yeah. But anyways,
We recorded a whole album in there.
we did. But God dang it, Nick. That was why, because she wanted to come back down and record again, and I was like, God, I didn't have the time. I was like, I'm recording this stuff with him. It sucked balls because I did. I'm like, I want to. Time was.
I remember you telling me she came down. Now I now it's all coming together for me.
Yeah. What is the song called? It's
What's the song called, Christine? You sang on it. Remember that one?
God, that's a good question.
Achy
Thank you.
breaky heart, something like that.
Derek, was it the "Speak My Mind" song?
Speak. Yeah. There it is. Yep.
That was like the first song I wrote. You go through your phases, and
Yeah.
I went through a songwriting phase. I was like okay at it,
Yeah.
but in Charlotte, there are really there are good songwriters here.
Yeah. Well,
So
no, not after I moved. There's not, but there was. No, I'm kidding.
what was I thinking?
I'm overusing this. Every time you plug something, including yourself, you're getting the cash register.
Myself. Everything available for free somewhere. I don't even know where.
So turn your volume all the way up. So, Christine, so did you get your master's in Charlotte or what?
I did. I ended up doing my master's at UNCC.
Mm-hmm.
And, it's one of those things where you think you're going to really hate going to school somewhere that you're from.
Yeah.
That's a good school,
but
though.
I've been pleasantly proven wrong.
Hmm.
It was a great program. There are really great instructors. And they kind of let me do exactly what I wanted.
That's awesome.
Which was the tap dance.
It was
No.
It was like being the artist that finally, someone said, you know what, write the album you want to write.
Mm.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
And that's kind of how I approached my thesis. It was like, I'm going to write exactly what I'm interested in, and hopefully you can help me.
Yeah. No, that's great.
Yeah.
It's just so funny, like how all that came together. Because you and I met, we talked about this a little bit at the show just to make sure we had the same memory.
Mm-hmm.
It wasn't.
Derek likes to,
I exaggerate. I was like, so we were at a strip club. She's like, Derek, we were not at a strip. It was at a. It was actually at a church
next to the stage.
It was in a church. I'd like to go ahead and just quickly interject.
Yeah, it totally was. It was totally. It was a church. It was actually at the college. It was the church. There was a basement, and I was playing like an open mic, and after I played, then Christine came up and was, like, that was really good, and I was like, yeah, and we got talking, and I was just like, wow, she's really cool, like I've never met her before. She's really cool. And I remember the next day, my buddy, Matt, he was like hanging out. I was like, dude, I met this girl yesterday, and she was so cool. And I was explaining, I was like, yeah, she does this. She's been going here. I think she just transferred and all this. And he's like, what'd she look like? And I was like, yeah, she got brown hair and blah, blah. He's like, yeah, it's my girlfriend. I'm like, no, it's not your girlfriend. I guess Matt and I hadn't talked much lately at that point. Yeah. But I was like, no, that's not your girlfriend. I would know that. And yeah,
no, you wouldn't.
It was totally his girlfriend. And I was like, oh, damn it.
Well, that's too bad.
I know. I hate to have done it to you.
Hopefully
this
you
week
didn't.
on To the Echo turns, Derek Daisy meets up with an old fling.
Yeah,
who wasn't ever his fling anyway.
I know.
Just one of her roommates.
I was just
after they met at a coffee shop.
That's right. She was just.
Whoa.
Well, it's fine, Christine. I forgive you, but I'll never forget.
And he won't.
Yeah, he won't.
We'll bring you on again in 20 years when you're like a millionaire in Hollywood or something.
Same story.
The same story.
Be like, you could have been with me. No, it was. Hey, who knows?
Daisy, I'm sorry.
You're fine. Hey, from that point, we got to know each other indirectly, and then then we started writing together. We started writing some songs. We did this really cool song. I wish we got a chance to record because I really loved it.
Yeah, I think we recorded it on a phone. I do have a recording of it, but it was like something that we did on a park bench.
Yeah, just so we wouldn't forget it. I was like, I don't want to forget this song. So we met up on the college campus and we just sat outside and wrote it together.
Speak My Mind.
No, this was a different one.
Okay.
This is a different one. She has videos of her playing it with another guitar player online.
Yeah.
She cheated on me with
I just kept cheating on you.
I know. My heart just keeps getting torn and torn and torn.
I know.
But this song, I pulled it out of the filing cabinet. No, a few years ago, she came down to visit. We recorded everything. She came down to the garage, and she brought me some songs that she had worked on, and she'd shown me this one, and she essentially had the idea down. She had kind of a basic piano track, and I was like, well, we could kind of make this like a, I don't know, just like kind of a cool little groovy song, and man, I really busted your chops with singing it, though. I was like, no, we're doing it again. Do it again.
Well, it's been a while since I've heard this. Christine's okay for you if we play it?
Oh, sure. I haven't heard it in ages.
Well, that's yeah. All right. Well, that doesn't sound very arrogant. I like that. So I love listening to me. Woo!
So
it's my favorite song.
This is "Speak My Mind," copyright Derek Daisy Christine Morgan.
Yeah. Well, she wrote it. I just recorded it and produced a little bit of the music. She wrote it. Yeah.
Well, let's take a listen. And Christine, hang on. We'll be right back.
Sure.
Why ask my opinion if you're just gonna write me off? Make me apologize for nothing when you insist that I'm wrong. Oh, I know where you turn on me, and I wasn't prepared to be your enemy. Oh, what a big man you are, hoping you'll leave a scar, but you don't understand. I don't have the time for words you don't mean. They cut like a knife, and all I did was speak my mind. Yeah, yeah.
And that was Christine Morgan.
Yes.
Oh my goodness.
Speak my mind. Very cool. Very cool. So I remember him playing this for me after you did it. It was great.
Yeah. We had fun, man. I mean, you had like all those vocal harmonies in the back. Remember that, man? Where I was just like, all right, we'll try this. And
Oh my God. And you made me play the piano on it. And I was so nervous.
I know. I was like, I can fix it. This is Hollywood. Don't worry. Just play your rhythm. Play it the way you want to play it. And then I'll straighten up a little bit and I'll get on the drums. And yeah, I just essentially, because I wanted you to have your part in it. Like I wanted you to perform in it. And then from there, I just tried to add it. But I remember being like, I want to put tambourine in the chorus. You're like, I don't want a tambourine. I'm like, no. Listen. I was like, listen, it's not like, tambourine. It's going to be blended in very well, but it's going to add something to the chorus. And
Miss Derek Daisy, it's not Bono.
Yeah. So, so hopefully, I mean, you sounded like you came around to the tambourine after I showed it to you. And
I think it's quite a jam. I honestly haven't heard that in a really long time, and that was really fun to hear.
Yeah.
Boy, I was salty.
Yeah. Yeah. No. I remember. Well, because
I don't hear that term very often.
Yeah, salty. I
as
know.
opposed to pepper.
Well,
I know what you mean.
She's a history major, Nick. So all her terminology is 1600s dialogue.
Right. Who would have thought that I'd go from that to history? But
yeah, because Nick asked me while we're listening. He's like, "Did she do anything with this?" I'm like, "Well, you know, I wasn't available, and she got with another musician, and then she became a history major, and then went
big old dumpster fire."
Yeah, but it's pretty much But no, we put it on Reverb Nation, remember? And it ended up going really high on Charlotte music.
Yeah, it was like top 10 in Charlotte for, over a year.
Yeah. It was
It stayed top 10.
Yeah. And the problem was, because, you're like, Derek, I'll do more. I'll pay you. And I hate taking money from friends. I hate it. And I know it's a necessity to live. But I'm like, well, I don't want to get paid for it because I do it because I just have fun doing it with you. But I need money, so I have to do this other stuff, but I don't want to take money from you. It was just the worst dilemma of my life.
And just look at you now.
Right now.
It was really good though. Like, I think in general, if we're going to talk about becoming an historian, which I am, with the goals of doing television and public speaking.
Yeah.
I think in general, starting out with something like music and theater, it was just really, really helpful.
Yeah.
And even though that wasn't what I stuck with, those are still the skills that I'm using when I say, well, I've done a lot of television. Mm-hmm. Let's do a web series.
Yeah. You were on the news because during the royal wedding recently. You're on the news just talking around with the news anchor ladies, and I'm like, man, and they called you an historian, and
you were in the studio?
Yeah, she was in
that's awesome.
She's done it a few times.
Very cool. Yeah, so let's bring that back around since you're on the show to promote yourself. What are you wanting to do with this show? You're hoping this becomes your permanent gig? You're getting experience. What is your goals with your history education?
Great question, Nick.
What the hell is that about? Hey, I ask good questions.
Can you picture me doing finger guns? Great question.
Good job.
I can figure. I can.
You can send him a picture.
Yeah.
Oh man, that was graphic.
Oh gosh. This is why you don't do podcasts with your friends.
Yeah, ever.
Or maybe it's why you do podcasts with your friends.
Yeah, come on.
We love you, Christine. We love you.
We're the best.
I love you too. So I think in general, the point is, in the States specifically, we don't have history programming like you would find in Europe, like BBC, something like that, where people talk about different subjects in history and they get these shows, these 1-hour documentaries on the big channels, like you would see something on NBC now.
Whoa.
And I think that there's a real market for it. People love history programming. People sign up for Netflix so that they can get these hour documentaries or these series that you would find on BBC or Yesterday or something like that. But we're not really making them here.
Hey, what about Pawn Stars? That's a great program.
Yeah, right.
And it is not a bash on what we do have.
Oh, okay,
other
good.
than to say that it is fairly male driven.
Oh, whoa.
This took a turn.
Where's my gun, Nick?
Strapped in.
Okay, go ahead.
Sorry, go ahead.
But it's true. You don't ever turn on the History Channel and see a woman hosting a series about archaeology.
Yeah.
Well, you don't really see much archaeology on the History
Yeah,
Channel
it's true.
anymore, honestly.
No.
True.
Yeah.
True. And that's not to say that they couldn't do it and that they couldn't do it well. It's just to say that there's a definite audience for it, and there isn't a program to fulfill that audience. And so I started a web series, and I talked generally about royal history, UK history, and my thesis in particular was about royal mistresses, the idea of women in power. And people have been really, really responsive. It's just so fun.
Yeah.
Especially, to have a job where you get to ask people to send you to travel, essentially.
Yeah.
But you have to have a good reason for it, right? Otherwise, they look at you and say, oh, you just want a vacation.
Wow. That and history. Yeah.
History, right.
I'll tell you what, though, I really like the show. I went through and watched several of your videos. There was one on Charlotte. And your Thanksgiving one was great. Like I said, the graphics and all are awesome, but I mean, the show itself, the programming is very, very well done. I enjoyed it.
Thank you.
And she just started her second season on June 6th, I believe. Is that correct?
Thursday of last week.
Yeah.
So I think it was the 7th.
And it's about the Tudor.
Yes.
Yes, the Tudor.
We are doing a series all about the Tudors. So our first episode was like fashion and beauty standards. And I'll tell you what, guys, there are some really crazy things.
Yeah. Like the honey thing. It was like, wait a minute, they use honey as mouthwash?
They used it as toothpaste because sugar was new. It was the newest import. So anything they could put it in, they did put it in.
Oh my god!
That explains the bad teeth.
Yeah, Queen Elizabeth put sugar in her wine. Can you imagine?
Oh god, that sounds horrible.
Wow.
I know. So we really went into that. And we'll go into it a little more. We do have an episode coming up about food and medicine where we talk a little bit more about the sugar, which was just, although I think about it now, and I mean, toothpaste is sweet. Yeah. There has to be sugar in our toothpaste.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's also a lot of fluoride in there, but that's another
not honey. Like here's a whole thing on because the Queen Queen Victoria, Queen Elizabeth, who was the queen that like all her teeth fell out?
Elizabeth I, all her teeth fell out, so she would stuff her cheeks with scented cotton and fabric to hide the bad breath and to fill out her cheeks.
I love when my women do that.
Yeah.
Let me tell you.
Yeah.
Well, Christine, I have a couple of questions for you about the logistics of the show, but let's play your trailer real quick.
Yeah.
Sure.
Just as like I said, we want to plug it.
Yeah.
So let's take a listen. This is the History Gal. Find her on YouTube, and
All right, history lovers. I'm Christine Morgan, and I'm your history gal. In this brand new YouTube series, I'll be taking you on an adventure through some of history's most fascinating mysteries, brutal battles, and notorious leaders. I can't wait to show you that history isn't just fact, it's fun.
yeah, it's a very fun trailer.
Yeah.
So that's the History Gal.
Great job with it.
So how are you filming this? Do you go and do because they're short episodes, so do you go do like the whole season at one time, or you do a few? How do you How does the production look like?
Yeah, well, it's definitely evolved. For people who go back and they watch season 1, they'll see that we have a lot of interviews with authors. So we actually did some traveling to meet those authors who were on book tours. And so that was kind of a spread out process.
Yeah.
But this season, because we've picked the tutors, we've been able to really focus. And we shot season 2 in, I think, 3 days.
Okay. Wow.
And we just do it in my house. I just set up my dining room as a set, and people just come into my house, and I hope that they're supposed to be here.
Well, and for anybody who doesn't know where you live, if you want to say your address out loud.
For sure.
Yeah, okay.
1600
Yeah.
Pennsylvania Avenue.
Show up with some signs.
Yeah.
And yeah.
We'll get you on the show.
We welcome all opinions.
Now, I have something planned this evening. I clued both of you in this a little.
Yeah.
Just now again, Nick, do it.
Oh, no.
All right. So I got some history questions here. Well, I guess it's a mix of history and I try to go in the United Kingdom based history because I thought you would stand the best chance of beating Nick. Yeah, I try not to set the show up for people to lose. But Nick does. He likes watching me lose.
Yeah, normally I'm the game show host, but since you're his guest,
he
got you on here, so now I
want to get Nick fired. Okay, so the way this works, it's going to be multiple choice.
Okay.
But Nick, I'm going to need you to keep count. Okay.
Oh God.
Oh,
okay.
just keep count. You dumb.
I got it.
All
I'm
right,
ready.
no cheating. All right. Essentially, it's multiple choice. It's 1 point per question. I'm going to make this a simple one, okay?
All right. Well, wait, 1 point per question.
1 point per question.
Right,
so if you get it right, you get it right. If you
How
get
many
it wrong,
questions?
it's wrong. I think there is.
There are.
Oh, yeah. Sorry. Yes. Thank you, Christine. Thank you. 15 questions. Jesus.
Okay.
All right. So since you're the guest, Christine, of course, I'm going to start with you. It's multiple choice.
I'm so nervous.
I know. If I really disprove the history gal, this is going to be a real true win for the Echo Radio Show.
Oh, God.
But remember, I picked the topic that I thought you might know something about. So this isn't like 1990s Cartoon Network trivia. This is...
Thank God.
Yeah. I know. Nick had some good trivia.
I would have had you on that one.
Nick was ready to go.
I believe that. I do.
All right, Christine. So we're going to go with question number 1. Now, remember, if you get it wrong, just no points. If you get it right, you get a point. All right, ready to go?
I'm ready.
All right. Which countries make up Great Britain? England, Scotland, and Northern Ireland?
Mm-hmm.
England, Scotland, Wales, and Northern Ireland? Wales and England? Or England, Scotland, and Wales?
I am going to go with B.
England, Scotland, Wales, and Northern Ireland. Is that your final answer?
It is.
Oh.
Well.
Does it not include Wales anymore?
It does include Wales. It doesn't include Northern Ireland.
Oh. Ireland is tricky.
Tricky.
It is. That's okay.
All right.
I still forgive you. Okay.
Here we go.
All right. Well, watch as Nick fails this one. All right, Nick.
I'm ready.
Question. Which tribal leader fought against the Roman conquest of Britain?
Jeez.
Hadrian? Boudica?
Oh, my God. You can't even say the
I
names.
know. I'm sorry. King Canute or Churchill?
Oh, my God.
Fought against who?
He fought against the Roman conquest of Britain.
Oh, my God.
I know.
Let's
Hadrian,
go with...
Boudica, King Canute or Churchill?
Oh, my God.
All right, I'll go with Hadrian.
Hadrian. Is that your final answer, Nick?
Yes.
Sorry, Nick.
Who was it? I'm so interested to know.
Boudica, I guess, if that's how you say it. But
right.
Derek, do you know what year that was?
I don't. I scoured the internet for quizzes that were multiple choice that would give me the answers and the wrong
And
answers.
this is what he came up with.
Yeah,
Took him all of 5 minutes.
I know. No, it didn't. I spent my whole lunch hour.
It's not so easy, is it? Now you appreciate me more.
Hey, shut up, Nick. There's plenty of 90s trivia out there. God. Nobody wants to talk about the United Kingdom. Here we go. All right.
Here we go.
This is for Christine.
All right.
Christine, which king defeated the Vikings at the end of the 9th century?
Well, everybody knows that.
King Alfred the Great, King Canute, King William, or King John?
When you say, well, no, I don't think that's possible.
Okay.
It's really hard.
I know. Believe me, I don't know anything.
I mean, I guess maybe A.
King Alfred the Great?
Let's try it. I don't know if there was an Alfred. I don't know.
Well, as history gal, of course, King Alfred the Great did exist. Thank God. You were just bluffing with that little, I don't know if he's a real king. Yeah, good job. You get 1 point.
Can you imagine if there was a King John in the 800s?
Well.
Robin Hood and Little John are walking down the fair.
All right, Nick. When did the English first impose English laws on Wales and the Welsh?
Okay.
The start of the 13th century, the first half of the 14th century, the first half of the 15th century, or the first half of the 16th century?
Let's go with B.
The first half of the 14th century?
Yes.
You know, it's funny, Nick. I picked that, and I got it wrong, too.
Well, isn't this fun?
Christine leads 1-0. Question.
Yeah, we all know that.
Question 5.
All right.
Which famous document eventually led to the formation of Parliament in England?
Oh, come on.
The Doomsday Book.
Yeah, that's it.
The Magna Carta, the Minor Carta, or the Carta Majorum?
I'm gonna kill you.
I mean Magna Carta.
Well, you would be right, Christine.
Yeah.
You took a very comfortable lead on Nick.
Christine, I'm going to be honest. If you did not know that one, I think that would completely discredit your channel.
That's so bad, right?
The history gal, yeah.
The Doomsday Book for $5 million. I'll take that one, Trebek.
Everyone build a shelter.
All right. Nick, under the feudal system, what were people who worked the land called? Slaves, serfs, yeomen, or troglodytes?
That would be serfs for $500,000.
Well, Nick, that's not the game we're playing, but you're correct.
Yes.
Serfs. Finally, Nick gets on the board, but Christine doesn't give a shit. All right, question 7. All right, Christine, here we go.
Here it is.
All right.
What proportion of the population of the UK were killed by the Black Death? A quarter?
God.
A third? Half? Or 3/4?
Oh.
I know. Not that Christine thinks of death all that much, but
How do you like it, Christine?
Gosh.
she loves this.
I would say half.
Half. Well, I would say you're wrong.
Yeah. That sounds like too much, doesn't it?
Yeah, it really does. Half the people, Christine, really? Jesus.
It was 3/4.
I mean, a lot of people died, Derek.
I know. It was a third. A third of the people.
Okay.
A third of the people. That's still pretty. That's a lot of people.
That's 33%. I haven't even lived 33% of my life yet.
I know
Assuming that I live to 100.
Interesting.
To play a historian devil's advocate.
Yeah.
I would say part of it is because there were a lot of traditions that killed cats,
Oh.
and cats could have killed the rat, and might have made a difference.
Well, the more you know.
The more you know.
I don't have that sound effect.
Yeah, and unfortunately, we don't give points to people who go off on history tangents. So it's still 2
Good
to
try.
1.
Nice
You know
try.
what? I give myself points.
Hey, no, you can't do that, Christine. It's not how the game works. Question 8.
I think the guest is always right.
Yeah, maybe in America that's how it works, but here in the UK we don't do that. Okay. All right, Nick.
All right.
And my best English accent.
I'm ready.
Which kinds of skilled... No, that's terrible. Which kinds of skilled workers did not come to England in large numbers from Europe in the Middle Ages? Canal builders, weavers, carpenters, or engineers?
What century?
Which kind of skilled workers did not come to England in large numbers from Europe in the Middle Ages?
Okay, all right.
I guess I'll go with engineers.
Engineers, huh?
Yep.
Now, what made you pick that?
Well, it's the Middle Ages.
Uh-huh.
Canal builders, weavers, and carpenters.
Yeah.
I don't know. I would assume that those were the trades that would be there.
So engineers is your answer?
Yeah.
Well, as an engineer, Nick, you're wrong.
Oh. Well, that's too bad.
Well, I wish you did better. All right, Christine,
Wait,
here we go.
which one was
yeah,
it?
right. Carpenters.
Carpenters?
Yeah.
Carpenters, yeah.
Of course, people needed houses, Nick.
I guess they built a lot with stone.
Yeah, I don't know what they did. It
I
doesn't
don't know if they call them engineers.
doesn't give me a history
It was
lesson.
all wood. You'd be surprised how many people died in house fires in the Middle Ages.
No, I wouldn't. That is a horrible accusation. I would not be surprised. In fact, I'd be.
I think I disagree with this quiz.
Yeah, I protest.
No, that's not how this works.
All right.
You had your fun, Nick. It's my turn. Christine, which monarch established the Church of England?
Oh, gosh.
King
I don't need a multiple. I don't need it.
Okay.
Are you ready?
Yeah.
I mean, Henry VIII.
You would be correct.
Yeah.
Oh,
Good.
man.
Okay.
All right, I'm glad.
3-1.
3-1.
Oh, jeez.
I know. I told you,
I
Nick.
do a whole season on the Tudors. If I didn't know that.
I know. That would be really bad.
Yeah, this is good publicity for you.
Yeah.
We'll send you a bill.
Yeah. All right, Nick. Which monarch was defeated by Oliver Cromwell in the English Civil War?
Whoa.
Elizabeth I, James I, Charles I, or Henry VII?
Oliver Cromwell.
Yeah.
You can do it, Nick.
No, you can't, Nick.
Let's go with Elizabeth I.
Ah.
Well, she would be correct in you being wrong.
Okay. I don't know.
It's Charles I, Nick.
Okay.
Come on, everybody knows
Well, that would have been my second choice.
Yeah, well, it should have been your first, you moron. All right.
They chopped off his head.
Well, yeah.
Oh.
Well, that makes it better. Thank you, Christine. Always giving us your history insight.
Yeah.
Ding. Did you know he got beheaded? Ding, ding. I love it. I love it. All right, Christine, who was the first prime minister?
Oh.
William Wilberforce, Robert Walpole, Benjamin Disraeli, or William Gladstone?
Oh, jeez.
I'll give you a hint. It's not Winston Churchill.
Right. And it's not Theresa May.
I don't know.
Hey, it could be Margaret
I
Thatcher.
would say, I feel like Walpole sounds right.
Robert Walpole. Is that your final answer?
Yes.
Congratulations. That was it. Wow. The History Gal takes the lead with 4-1. God, Nick, you look like a dummy.
This is boring.
Yeah, This isn't pop culture at all. I'm sorry, but this was appropriate.
I'm just kidding. I just hate losing. Okay, go ahead.
I know.
Go ahead. What's
Nick,
the next?
All right, Nick, you
This
ready?
one's for 20 points.
Yeah,
No, I'm
it's
just
not.
kidding. It's not.
When did potato famine in Ireland lead to great numbers of deaths owing to starvation and disease?
Oh my God.
The mid 19th century, the early 17th century, the mid 18th century, or the early 20th century?
Go with the mid 19th century.
Is that your final answer, Nick?
Yes.
All right. We're going to give that one to you.
Well, I knew that the Irish immigrants came over for it.
Yeah.
So.
Oh, I did not know that.
Yeah.
Okay.
There was a big old wave.
Well, I didn't know that. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
I'm just the guy who reads the answers.
I know some things.
Yeah, well, you don't know everything. Right now, you're losing to a girl, 4-2, Nick.
Yeah.
Remember
This
that.
is why I was a bad actor. I have no competitive spirit, and all I want to say is, good job, Nick.
All
Let me
right,
teach you how it's done. You suck.
all right, Christine. It's time for you to fight back. This is your chance to stick it in his face.
I'm just kidding.
Which were the first colonies granted independence by the Labor Party in 1947?
Dear God.
The United States of America, India, Pakistan, and Ceylon, which is now Sri Lanka, Australia, New Zealand, and Singapore, or India, Pakistan, and Assam?
My
I'm
gosh.
going to have to repeat some of that.
I know. I'm sorry. If you do need repeating.
1947?
1947. These were the first colonies granted independence by the Labor Party.
Whichever one included India.
Well, there's two that included India, so I'll read them both to you.
Okay.
India, Pakistan, and Ceylon, or India, Pakistan, and Assam.
Ooh.
Mm-hmm.
Ceylon. The one with Ceylon. It's a guess.
And that was a
Wow.
good guess.
Wow.
That got
I'm
you,
impressed.
It got you to number 5. Okay. Speaking of a third of the people dying, you've now passed 33% of this test. Good job. All right, Nick.
I feel like LeBron James. Losing.
Look like LeBron.
Nick looks just like LeBron James. I tell him that every day.
Yeah, I'm big and, well,
And he's terrible at
we're
basketball,
not going to
too.
go there. Yeah. But I am losing, and that's what counts.
All right, Nick. Which British prime minister oversaw the introduction of the National Health Service?
All right.
Ooh.
Winston Churchill, Anthony Eden, Clement Attlee, or Harold Macmillan?
God.
I know, it hurts.
It hurt.
Let's go with Clementine.
You mean Clement Attlee?
Yes.
Guess what, Nick? You're not a complete dunce.
Telling you.
I'm proud of you. But you know
That's a
what?
good guess.
Unless Christine just trades in all her points and gets this wrong and then says something anti-Semitic and offends a bunch of people,
You never know.
I know. That's why I'm setting the audience up for
I've been
this
waiting
to
for
happen.
it the whole time.
Because she might set herself
Something
back.
like oy vey.
She might set herself back 200 years, where we really just have to give it.
Fit.
We might have to give it to Nick if she does all those things, just so the audience doesn't protest. But
Yeah.
all
This is
right,
the last question, right? So
this is the last question.
Make it count, Christine.
If she doesn't get this right, I swear, Christine, if you get this wrong,
Oh my gosh.
I don't know if we can be together anymore. Okay.
That's so much pressure.
What does NATO stand for?
Oh, come on, Derek.
It's not my
You're
fault.
killing me here. You can at least throw me a bone.
I've read them in order, Nick.
Oh God.
North American Treaty Organization, North Assault and Tactical Organization,
That makes sense.
Nations Against Terrorism Organization, or North Atlantic Treaty Organization.
I'm gonna go with North Atlantic Treaty Organization.
And it looks like you're right. Well, it looks like the better sex wins. Christine, congratulations.
Oh,
6-3.
hurrah.
6-3. How does it feel? How does it feel?
Good job, Christine.
You bested Nicholas O'Kelly.
Yeah.
Nick's pissed. I can tell. He is so mad.
A few of those made me nervous. A couple of those were hard.
You just wait till next week, Derek.
Nick has been torturing me with quizzes for months. This isn't fair.
But that was a good one. I'm proud of you.
Yeah. I'm sorry. Christine, you did amazing. I thought it was up your alley. I'm glad you won. And because it added more credibility to the History Gal show.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm also thrilled that I won. But in hindsight, will always regret thinking half the population died to the plague.
But
hindsight is 2020.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah.
That's ridiculous.
Not even a joke. Reflection. It's just, Well, Christine, I tell you what, we are very, very fast running out of time. So tell the audience where they can find you on social media. Plug your show a little bit. When can they see your shows? Just plug yourself,
please.
Absolutely. We do brand new episodes of The History Gal on YouTube, and that's the name of the channel, The History Gal. We do new episodes every other Thursday, and we have about 6 more. So you can tune in as they come. You can also find us on Facebook. It is at The History Gal Show. Or you can find me on Twitter. It's just my personal Twitter. It's at Miss Christine Mo. And I think I'm funny. Maybe you will too.
Well, that's asking a lot of the audience.
The ironic thing is that was the most unfunny thing you said all night.
It's just tragedy.
Oh, man. Yeah. William Shakespeare, anyone?
Yeah. Thank you so much for coming on the show. It really was a pleasure. Your show's great. Hope you'll keep it up.
And if you ever come downtown to Charleston, or if you know you're going to come down, you let me know. And and even on a Sunday, man, if you ever know you're going to be up here hanging out on a Sunday night, it'd be really random. But if you were, you let us know. We'll get you in the studio to hang out while we're...
Awesome. Yeah. Maybe I can run the trivia next time.
Well, listen. Why don't you get your own podcast, okay? We worked really hard on this.
Maybe Derek will be nice enough to take you to the real barbecue.
Yeah, maybe. I mean, if you're paying, I'm going.
Yeah, that's pretty much how it works.
Yep.
With Derek. So
equal rights. Equal rights. Everybody deserves a chance of getting a paid and for meal.
Yeah, get with the times. No handouts here.
Pork sandwich.
Yeah, I'll just eat the pulled pork because I can't eat the sandwich. Yeah, I'm on a big diet. Christine, right before we go, I've lost 37 pounds. I've been dieting it out, man. So there you go. Boom.
Well, you sound entirely too thin.
Yeah, well, I am dying, but it's partially the cancer, but I like to think it's the diet and the profuse vomination.
Yeah, that. Well, on that note, we're going to vomit you right off this podcast.
It's gone so well. I can't imagine why.
No, but thanks for coming on, and all the best to you, and we'll be watching you on YouTube.
Yeah.
Thanks, guys. It was so fun to talk with you.
Thank you, Christine.
Yeah, likewise.
And I look forward to talking to you again real soon.
Bye, guys.
Have a great night.
Bye.